It's time for The Scraphouse with Austen Lane and Kasey Kuhrts on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
You were sitting so still, I thought you were frozen. Like, legitimately, the opens played, and you didn't move, and your mouth was, like, kind of open, and I was like, he's not there. It's frozen solid. And then turns out you were just mad chilling.
No, I'm mad chilling right now.
Okay.
So I am in the middle of nowhere, Montana,
I like the sound of that.
doing some snowboarding,
Okay.
getting off the grid a little bit,
I like that.
recharging the batteries.
Sure.
And yeah, needless to say, we got like 4 inches of snow here today.
Really?
And powder snowboarding, not really easy on the joints. So I'm exhausted.
Okay.
I'm tired, but always down to talk some wrestling.
All right. I like to hear it. Most people on spring break go to, like, the beach or somewhere where it's warm. You went somewhere where it's 4 inches of snow.
I went somewhere where there's 4 inches of snow and there's nowhere like it's in the middle of nowhere, Kasey. This would be one of those venues where you'd make fun of.
Really?
Flyover state.
So if they sent wrestling here, I'd be ripping it up a little bit.
Not enough people to have wrestling here. Not a really big sports community.
Closest store? Is there like?
Oh, we got a Costco like
really
10 miles down the road.
That's odd. That's really odd.
Random.
Huh.
And listen, not sure how many Costco's you've been to.
Oh yeah, but
no two Costco's are the same in terms of like where everything is. This one was like the Twilight Zone, Kasey. I mean, we're putting eggs on the other side where the milk should be. Like it was chaos.
Huh. Brutal. But a Costco in the middle of Montana, that's where we can find you. All right, well, we'll get to it. Raw, SmackDown, that kind of stuff. Rare AEW mention, I think we're going to get in here for a second.
You almost gotta.
I have some criticism, but we're going to start with the positives. And we haven't talked about it a ton recently because really the last we've talked about with Toni Storm was she retired for the most part. And then we did talk about when she came back, and then you didn't think she knew herself, which is how it looked. Turns out she knew herself. She was playing a part. That all happened here in Jacksonville. And then since then, I went to Phoenix, you went to everywhere. And we haven't got back to that story much. But just to fill some gaps here, Toni Storm then played Mariah May, and that was interesting. And then
aesthetically pleasing.
For sure. And then they were beefing back and forth, and then you get the grand conclusion to this, or I should actually mention before then, Toni takes the belt off Mariah in Australia?
Correct.
Okay. And then...
which was like her home venue and everything.
Yes. And now, as it turns out, somebody's taken their rematch clause, Mariah May going that route, and they do it at Revolution and pick it up there. And Tony Khan, everybody at AEW, this is how you execute something.
This is a story.
From front to back a year ago at this point, or whenever we started this, actually we might have started longer than that, with how this has really gone on with Mariah May and Toni Storm when they were friends at first, or protege, whatever. But unbelievable storytelling. Unbelievable, in my opinion, payoff all the way around from Toni and Mariah May. I remember a little while ago, we were like, can Mariah May wrestle? That's what we didn't know. And she ends up being, I think, fantastic. Really, really good. Now, is that on Toni Storm? I guess we'll find out now that this part of this story is over. But Toni Storm beats her at Revolution, and you get this, the end. This is it. The conclusion of their story. And Tony Khan, everyone at AEW, take a bow. Mariah May, Toni Storm, take a bow, because this whole entire story was unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. It was definitely a slow burn to get there. And Kasey, I get it, man. When we talk about AEW, it's like for like the diehard wrestling fan, right? Like a fan that's not a fan of the sports entertainment, more of the in-ring work. And I respect that. But I think sometimes what they lost focus at in AEW is you have to have a reason to cheer for somebody, or you have to have a reason to boo somebody. You can't always just have like these tournaments for no reason where it's like, oh, this guy's wrestling this guy.
Yeah.
You don't get emotionally invested into it. I'm not saying you got to have half the show just be promos and vignettes and everything, but there's got to be some reason why the viewer is going to be drawn to it. I was drawn to this match because it's a long-term story and it's a compelling story. And this is what I think WWE has the advantage over AEW, especially with the bloodline. This is a classic example. If you would have told me when the I guess it was what 2022 or 2021 when the bloodline started.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and we're quarantined and everything like that,
Yeah.
COVID. So if you would have told me during COVID that this story is going to go on till 2025, probably 26, maybe 27, I would have told you you're absolutely out of your mind. How are you going to book it for that long? How are you going to keep everyone's attention? And the key is that you swerve people, you think it's going one direction, then it's a surprise another direction. Then you introduce new characters, and they're dominant, Solo Sikoa and then Jacob Fatu. But there's always just more wrinkles going. And that's what this Tony Storm thing had. And to wrap it up, like you knew it had to be violent. You knew it was going to be bloody. And it was great storytelling. They incorporated the heel from way long ago.
Yep.
They incorporated the champagne bottle that was turned into gloves, I guess you would say, something out of Kickboxer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so they kind of played all the greatest hits for that match, man. And I thought it was well executed.
I thought it was great. And the craziest part is it was only like less than 15 minutes. It was like 14.
I know.
And it's just like, granted, it was fine, but it could have been 5-6 minutes longer. We were too busy getting Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher 17 in the last 6 months. They went 30 minutes, so didn't have time for any more.
It was still good. They're so talented. Man.
I know, but it's just the only criticism is it could have been longer, but in terms of everything, I'm thrilled. I don't know now what happens with Tony Storm. I think we're going to find out more tonight. She's going to talk about it. Mariah May is the one that because really whatever happens with Tony Storm, like she's great at this and the bit is great. Mariah May, I think she's great as well, but I think we're going to find out a little more about her now that she's going to be out. This story is done, clearly. Where does Mariah May go from here? I think is something to watch because she, in my opinion, went from someone who was just kind of there to someone who I thought deserved to be the champion for the time that she had it.
Listen, like if this story did anything, it made Mariah May a legit wrestler.
Yep.
Like Tony Storm already had the resume. She already had the respect. With all due respect to Mariah May, when she first started, we kind of just knew her as a pretty face. We didn't know what she could do in the ring and everything. And she gradually just kept growing and growing and growing. And now she's one of the top performers, I feel like, in AEW.
Oh, definitely.
So I'm very curious to see, how do you keep that momentum with Mariah May? Who do you pair her with next? It's going to be important.
I think it is definitely going to be important. And we'll see what they start to do tonight on Dynamite and start to build that story. Now, on to a story that I did not like as much as the Mariah May Tony Storm thing. You've got Jon Moxley.
Oh, God, here we go. Yeah, Casey.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So let's start here. I don't like the character.
No.
I do not like this bit for Jon Moxley. Okay, so...
And I like the wrestler, by the way, too.
I like Jon.
I have a Jon Moxley t-shirt, man.
Yeah. The human being is not the problem. The presentation, the character, and whatever this is, to me, is the problem.
Yeah.
In a title match with Adam Copeland, which in itself is interesting how we got to that point, but okay, you can sell me. That's fine. Adam Copeland, it's cool. And Jon Moxley. And as you would expect, a lot of domination from Mox, knocked out referee, bringing the cavalry of the Jon Moxley Goonies. And then
I like that better than the Death Rider.
Right? And then
the Goonies.
The one thing that I really did not expect was for some way, somehow Christian Cage to be involved Oh, he's been carrying around the damn whatever, not really a briefcase, but
Sure.
the contract. He's been carrying it around, and I was like, he's going to do it at some point. It really wasn't in my head that it was going to be here, but as it's playing out, I'm like, this is not going to end well for anybody involved. There's the moment that I think I was like, oh crap, signing it, saying, okay, let's do it. And
Well, I
then
was excited for that, honestly. I want
You
to
were?
see Christian Cage. Well, yeah, change it up. Because here's my philosophy, Casey.
I like change it up.
You had, I think it was Omega winning the belt first, and then it was Osprey
Yep.
and Fletcher, right?
Yeah.
And you had back-to-back bangers.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, so the main event, you're going to have to like bring it because those four guys I just mentioned blew the roof off the place
Yeah.
and the crowd was electric.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, we got this Moxley storyline, which is not really for me. It's been kind of stale.
Yep.
It's been the same thing every single week. Either Cope gets up on Moxley, chokes him out, or Moxley gets up on Cope and chokes him out. Like that's all it is. So I'm like, okay, they're gonna do something crazy here. Bring in Christian, make him the champ, and now we got a storyline. And they had an opportunity to do it. Nah,
No, he got choked.
we're
out.
all good. Let's just keep it how it is. Let's have Christian hold the briefcase for I don't know how long was it, Casey?
Like a year. He's had it forever.
I mean, I felt like Obama was in office when this was going on.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and just have him just carry that briefcase around. The whole storyline with Christian Cage and his whole family, the briefcase. They're bringing in new wrestlers because of the briefcase.
I liked the story. I liked his story. I liked
Sure.
that character.
But what was the culmination of it? To get choked out by John Moxley
In like 6 minutes.
in a mild crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
Brutal. My
and
problem.
you can sense it from the crowd too.
Oh yeah. I mean, here was my
Yeah.
problem. Like with this, when he was signing the contract, I didn't think Moxley was losing. Like there was no scenario I thought. Now, granted, Tony Khan did get me on this with the Bucks months ago. By the way,
Yeah,
where
true.
are the Bucks? But anyway, not important. So like every 6 months they do pull something shocking, but they just did it in the last 6 months. So I was like, this is not going to go well for Christian Cage. And this is not going to go well for Adam Copeland. And it didn't. And what did it leave us with? We're going to get Christian Cage Copeland for the
And I guess Swerve
87,000th time.
Yeah, and Swerve Strickland and Mox. And like that, it's funny because I see on Twitter, everyone was like pumped up about the whole Swerve Strickland jumping Mox like from the balcony. And I love Swerve Strickland.
So do I.
That really did nothing for me, Casey.
I know. It's just and listen, it's hard to say this and not be critical of WWE because it's the same thing, but
Sure.
it is truly just a rotation of 3 dudes. If it's not
Yeah.
Swerve, it's Mox, and if it's not Mox, it's probably Hangman. Like that's where or Chris Jericho, but thank God they've cooled on that a little bit. But it's like it's just stale. Like even when it's new, it's stale. And the only new thing you could have done was Christian.
Mhm.
And I think you fumbled it. I don't know the point. I don't know what the point of it was. Is all.
Exactly. And it would be one thing if him dropping the briefcase would lead to something else.
It ain't
But it's
gonna.
not. Like he's
No.
not going to feud with Mox now. He's going to go with Cope, and
Yeah.
we're going to see that for however many times.
A billion.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's disappointing because I felt like it was a fire card,
Mhm.
and they pull all the stops, and then just the main event, it was more of what we've seen.
Yeah.
And especially like that first half, the crowd was dead.
Yeah.
That's your main event.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good. Not good. So AEW, congratulations on the. Go ahead.
Can I say one more thing too?
Yeah.
And I know these are your dudes, Casey, but this has to stop
What?
because I watched this match as well.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm about to say?
I think so.
Go ahead and finish my sentence, Casey.
You talking about the Costco guys again?
I am talking about the Costco guys. Casey,
Okay.
It's got to stop.
I mean,
It's ran its course.
maybe it's a little, it's a little, they did it once. You don't necessarily need to do it twice. I hear you.
What? This is like the 10th time.
It's been a couple
and then
times.
you get the short kid with
The
this
Rizzler.
doing the
Rizzler. Excuse you, the Rizzler.
whatever, doing this. And I get it, Casey. It's not for me.
It's not.
But who's it for?
Is Ronan in?
Ronan's out.
Okay, then we're in trouble. If Ronan's out, we're in serious trouble.
To be fair, it was the pre-show, so he didn't watch that part.
That's fair. We got to get him on the main card. That's the problem.
7 hours to watch a pay-per-view.
I know. Ain't that so? Like, we got to stop.
Yeah.
We got to stop that. But get him on the main card, maybe see if there's more reaction from the youth, I guess, because the undercard ain't working.
Costco guys versus John Moxley's Death Riders.
Oh, I like that. I like where that's going. I'll tell you what, the one thing John Moxley's goons do not have is a child, all right? When the Rizzler and Big Justice are in there, what are they going to... Oh, Tony, don't sleep on that potentially happening.
Knowing John Moxley, he's probably going to put the plastic bag over the Rizzler and the internet's going to break.
That'd be something. I mean, that would be...
It would be something.
That would certainly be something. Yeah. AEW, good job on Tony Storm, Mariah May. Not the best of jobs with the main event, John Moxley situation, but maybe Swerve will come in and save the day. But, it is what it is. All right, SmackDown. A lot going on. Cody Rhodes with an appearance. Charlotte Flair finally shows up. Two things that I thought were important. Start off the show with Randy Orton. Where's Bro been? Talking about that, which was cool. Talking about his respect for Kevin Owens, the wrestler, not so much Kevin Owens, the person. And we are all gas, no breaks towards WrestleMania, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton.
Yeah, I thought it was a great promo. The best punter in WWE next to Pat McAfee.
Yep,
that was a nice little line right there.
That was good.
Yeah, I like it, man. I mean, he's playing the greatest hits. He was hearing voices in his head. Yeah, this is the Randy Orton that we all know and love. Crowd was really reactive. That was a good promo.
Yep, absolutely. First match of the night, Tiffany Stratton, Piper Niven. Tiffany, always good to actually wrestle. I'm kind of glad that they just kind of moved past the Elimination Chamber stuff.
I was just gonna say this.
Full on, we're like, never mind, just get out there and wrestle Piper Niven. Piper Niven's like, okay.
That never happened. There's Piper.
And I like Piper Niven. I like Tiffany Stratton. I got no beef at what happened there, and the champ wins, no big deal. But I will say about halfway through the match, I'm like, you know what story they should start to push? The WrestleMania story. And then it's almost like Triple H was listening because Tiffany gets the win, and
here comes the chop block.
Here comes Charlotte to do one of these, which is impressive. But it's not like it's hard to get the oh wow moment or like the crowd excited moment with a submission hold because you got to get there. Like you got to
true
hold but I'm just happy she was there because I mean, really, we're 40 days, less than 40 days away at this point, and really they've had one little promo thing together. So, here we go, I guess.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they're gonna handle the lead up to this match. Because I thought it was smart just to get Tiffany in a match, not really any kind of mic time.
Yep.
Get a win over Piper. She gets chop blocked. Here comes Charlotte Flair, which I'm not sure what Charlotte Flair was wearing. That was...
Oh, yeah, I go back to it.
I mean, yeah.
So we're talking... Yeah, what the hell is that? We're talking brown on orange boots. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's just not good. I didn't really think about it. That is terrible.
It looks like straight out of like the scene from the Indian in the cupboard. On the top and the bottom, she's wearing rain boots. Did you ever see that movie, Casey? You're probably a little younger than I am.
I have never seen it, no.
Oh, it's a great movie, man.
Just by your description of what you think it looks like puts me in what I'm thinking that could potentially be. So, maybe it was raining when she walked in. Maybe she got there late. It is Philadelphia. Maybe she was like, well, I'm not trying to get my heels wet. And she switched to the bright orange rain boots.
So
not a great outfit.
Let me ask you this about this feud, Casey.
Okay. Wear something else. I'm with you for that.
How are they going to do this? Because Tiffany hasn't really shown that she can take the ball with a mic.
She cannot, I don't think.
And Charlotte, well, obviously now she's a heel, so that's good. Hey, we finally distinguished she's bad.
Okay, but also when you're walking to the ring, we got to have you acknowledge the crowd then, because she still has that bratty face where she doesn't look at anybody. I'm better than you. We get it, but you've got to at least have her look, because when she comes out, it feels like she's a heel.
That's a great point. Yeah.
But people love her. Like, it's a weird Roman Reigns heel type situation, but still.
Sure.
So we got to do some of that. But anyway, please continue.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, like, how do you build this up?
Well, for one,
what the story's going to be, Tiffany's like a diet Charlotte Flair, and Tiffany's trying to get out of her shadow.
That's what we're working with at this point. Okay. I mean, here's the thing. First off, we need Charlotte to wrestle somebody, because it's been just the Royal Rumble match in the last 3 years.
True, and that wasn't even really a wrestling match. Like, obviously, it's just throwing people over the rope and everything.
So we need that, which maybe she said she's going to meet B-Fab in the ring this week now in wherever internationally. I didn't have B-Fab and Charlotte penciled in.
I know.
But we'll see what happens there. Now, in terms of actually building the story, I don't know, because I don't think the best thing you could do is send Tiffany out there with a microphone and then have Charlotte go back and forth with her, because I think Charlotte will end her life.
Like, you're not going to have a contract signing.
Oh, Tiffany would
not.
What
do you do?
You gotta
we had like 6 weeks?
You got to go double. Like, you got to have Tiffany go attack her then. I don't know. You got to do something. But microphone is not going to work well for Tiffany. Unless you give her a manager. Unless you're going to put her with a manager this week, right now. Send Paul Heyman out there. I don't know. I mean, do
you bring... Okay, here's an interesting thing. Do you bring back Ric Flair, even though I hate saying it, and have him corner Tiffany?
Be interesting.
I mean, it's something.
It'd be messy, but it's something.
It's messy, but...
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it, but I would certainly hope they got something else cooking. Because I don't know, it is questionable. I think they think they're just going to survive on Tiffany wanted to be Charlotte, and they're just going to keep bringing that up. And I'll tell you this, I still think Charlotte's winning. Because I don't think Tiffany needs it. I think Charlotte does.
To justify bringing back Charlotte after all that time, the injury and everything, and have her drop it.
Because then where do you go from there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Charlotte's not really a mid-carder. So
no. Charlotte's not going to be wrestling
Chelsea Green.
Missioner, Chelsea.
Piper
She's not going to be eat the feet.
No, she'll quit.
Can you imagine Charlotte getting dropped with the eat the feet?
She would quit. She would quit her job. She'd go to AEW. It'd be Tony Storm, Charlotte Flair is what it would be at AEW. We had a pretty wild Nick Aldis connecting tag team dots whiteboard. That was something.
Gave me a headache.
Gave me a headache. And I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. But Pretty Deadly is going to be the tag champs. You know this, right? Like,
welcome. Oh, hey, I'm aware.
I can't believe it. Because after the whole whiteboard debacle, they win the #1 contender thing. But they've told the story, like, they did the favor for DIY. That's cool. They are going to be the tag champs probably at WrestleMania.
We're going to have Chelsea Green is their American or United States champion.
Yep.
And Pretty Deadly, strap a rocket to him, strap it to the moon, are going to be your tag team champions, Casey. Take it in, bask in it, enjoy it. My dudes.
Pretty Deadly at WrestleMania, I think, are going to win the tag team titles from DIY. Are you kidding me?
They were literally peddling out their whatever, like, remember the play thing?
Yes.
Like, what, 5 months ago?
They were just doing the damn party for Tiffany Stratton. It was Tiffany Stratton set up the damn party. Mm-hmm. What a mess. I mean, damn it. When I was watching that play out, I was like, damn it. Man. Are they?
The crowd loves them. You can't deny that.
That's fair.
You can't deny it.
The crowd is a bit... We'll see how the international crowd feels about Pretty Deadly.
I bet they're going to love them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how they feel about Chelsea Green, too. I'm actually interested about that part.
That will be interesting.
That will be interesting. Anyway, Pretty Deadly wins the match, but they're going They're going to do it. I'm telling you, they're the tag champs, and it makes me sick.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll start by saying I was a fan of how this played out, but
Okay.
Naomi, Bianca Belair in the ring, having a tough conversation. I saw the internet was a bit split on kind of how this played out. I personally thought it was executed well, but I could see a scenario where you did not like it.
I thought it was a little too drawn out for what we all knew.
Sure.
It's hard, Casey, because we all knew how it was going to end. Like, we know why Jade attacked her in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we've seen the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got to set it up where you got to make that finish line interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the back and forth was good. I thought the dialogue, was emotional, struck a couple nerves. Wasn't mad about it. I just thought it dragged on a little too long.
It was long.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Jade was stuck in traffic because she, eventually shows up in the car to, come beat some ass. So maybe they were getting word like, drag it out. Jade's at the light. We can't get her to turn in. They won't let her in. As much like it's going to be Jade, Naomi, that's cool. Is Bianca going to be involved in that? Because we know Bianca don't like Naomi now. Naomi's
Correct.
not with either of them. I could see a scenario where Jade's not with Bianca. Mm-hmm. So, although Bianca's technically supposed to be in the title match with Io Sky, which we'll get to in a second. Does Bianca now end up in this? Like, it kind of feels like she needs to be. Naomi called her the B word.
I know. I'm not sure what the end game is here, Casey. Like, it would make sense just to have Jade and Naomi. But once again, we're 6 weeks from WrestleMania?
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? Is just be like, you jump me and then I don't like you. We're going to wrestle in 6 weeks? Like,
yeah.
I feel like there's got to be more to this.
Here's the thing.
I thought for sure Bianca was going to come clean and say it was also her idea too, but.
Yeah, apparently we're not getting that.
Yeah.
And Irf said, so Jade didn't turn heel. Not technically, we don't know what's going on with Jade at this point because she hasn't said anything yet, and she's only attacked Naomi twice. So she may turn on Bianca, which then technically she would be a heel. But the
fact that Jade attacked Naomi, I don't know, man, because she could have attacked Liv Morgan too. I'm not sure what the end game is with Jade.
Me neither.
I would assume she's the face. Like, she came out looking like a heel.
Correct.
And then they swerved everybody, even though we saw it come from a mile away when it was revealed that Naomi was responsible.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Bianca has to be involved somehow, which I guess goes back to what the title match is going to be at WrestleMania, which we'll get to that. But it feels like the story to drag on for 6 weeks is going to need Bianca to be a huge part of it.
Correct.
Or do they not do this at WrestleMania and they do it on a random Friday night in Germany?
Well, is there Fastlane still too or not?
No, there's nothing.
There's not Fastlane. So there's no pay-per-view up until WrestleMania.
Nope.
So yeah, maybe you save it for
a random SmackDown?
A premium, well, not a premium, but just like a, yeah.
I don't know.
Like a Seth Rollins CM Punk cage match,
Sure. I mean, you could, which would be fine because, WrestleMania is somewhat filling up. But I liked this segment. I could see why it took a little bit of time. I could see why people didn't like it, but I thought it was, I thought it paid off what we've been waiting to pay off for months, keep in mind. Slow build. Slowest of builds.
And that's the thing, Casey. You got to see it through at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree.
As long as this story took to develop, wondering, is Jade actually hurt? Was she having a baby? Did she have to develop her skills? Like, nobody knew where she was.
I agree. But all right, 6 weeks. So this week, you at some point, Jade's going to talk. So that takes out a week. Mm-hmm. Then you still got a month. At some point, Jade's going to talk to Bianca.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do nonetheless. But Naomi officially turned heel. Good for her. Lex Luger, Hall of Fame. How about that?
Yeah, that was a cool moment with
Cody.
Cody. I mean, to be fair, I've probably watched the Lex Luger Yokozuna match more than any other match in my entire life because I had the VHS that my grandma got on her garage sale.
Nice.
And when he body slammed Yokozuna, man, that was mind blowing to me. So
that's cool.
Shout out to Lex Luger.
Shout out to him.
Total package.
WWE Hall of Fame. As we mentioned, Charlotte and BFAB this week. Braun Strowman Solo Sikoa, which was basically filler. I hate to say it. Until the... By the way, where's the other... Which one is alive still? Tama Tonga? Where's Tonga Loa?
I know.
Bro has been out 4 months.
What was his injury again?
What?
Bronson Reed broke his foot, right?
Bronson Reed broke his ankle, legit.
His ankle.
I thought he like broke his arm or something.
Okay.
But
well, that's the case. You could still like trot him out there.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know where bro's been. But nonetheless, that gets interrupted by him, which obviously leads to Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman going at it a little bit. Braun Strowman getting the upper hand, throwing Jacob Fatu through tables. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, it is kind of weird seeing Jacob Fatu getting manhandled now a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like it had to happen at some point.
But I get it. No, for sure. You can't OP him and just like have him invincible.
You know what? I thought for a minute there we were gonna get Jacob Fatu Solo Sikoa as like a thing.
Same.
We still might, but it
down the line, I think.
It doesn't appear that that's something that they're rushing into, which is cool. But also, I don't think we need to do Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, but I kind of think that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when he kills him.
Do you think that all those guys getting hurt really kind of hurt the WrestleMania plans for the Bloodline?
Yeah, I think so.
Or do you think it was always going to be like Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman?
Nah, I don't think it was always going to be that. I think that's somewhat of a pivot would be my guess there. Chelsea Green Meechin, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme.
That song is, I like that.
Not to be a regular wrestling match. No, Philadelphia street fight. Tables, trash cans, crowbar, Eagles jerseys. That's right, playing to the crowd. All kinds of weapons.
Also, I liked how Chelsea Green was dressed as Cactus Jack. That was a nice touch.
I did like that. I also like, speaking of wardrobe, I like the fact that the entire match, Piper Niven was like out of it and like disheveled. Like I actually thought that was very funny.
It was cool. Yeah.
It played to the character a little bit. I will say this for the match though, and I get it. They were, beating the hell out of each other with stuff. It felt kind of like off the whole time, like just slow, like a step slow. I don't know if that was just me, but that's where I was at.
See, I just think that we've seen it so many times now where you almost got to have the effect where it was Andrade and
Carmelo Hayes.
Who was the guy who's
Carmelo Hayes.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah, remember like when they kind of had their feud for best of 7?
Yeah.
Like they always kind of added a new wrinkle and it was different. Like, yeah, this was different. It's a street fight, but like we've seen this kind of play out a little bit. And they didn't do anything like that was like above and beyond and we haven't seen before, Casey. So that's kind of why I thought like it was, I don't want to say it was flat, but it was just like, it's nothing spectacular.
I agree. Couple good. I mean, Chelsea Green flying across the ring, kicking the trash can into her. That was dope. I mean, there's a couple of those that were gnarly. I wasn't mad at it. The whole thing just felt kind of interesting. I will say this, was very confused when Hooded Figure is attacking Meechin. And I was like, I have steady no clue who this is going to be. Not the slightest idea.
Wasn't Drew McIntyre?
Was not Jimmy Uso. So I was like, all right, what could this be? Not mad at it. Out of left field, but we did ask, like, what is she going to do now that her tag team partner gets fired in real life?
Yep.
Elba Fire joining Chelsea Green's cabinet. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, when you have a tag team partner get let go from the company and you kind of need a new gig, I feel like this is kind of a good gig to get.
Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea Green is hot. You add the comedy with actually the in-ring prowess as well. I'm not mad at it. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. Probably Piper Niven getting jealous and then they'll have a feud or something like that. But I thought she played the role of the bodyguard very well. Yeah. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I thought it was well done. And it was just random enough that it made sense. And I was like, cool, this was actually done well. I will say this, Meechin, 0 for 6,000 at the U.S. title shots. Stop. It's over. Like,
time to chase the women's title. Time to go for the big one.
Yeah, just not this one, because you're not winning the U.S. It's just not happening for you. Chelsea Green retains, gets the win. All in all, good stuff. Cody Rhodes looking rough after the or not the John Cena debacle.
Do you think that's makeup on his eye?
I don't.
Or did Travis Scott just really do that to him?
Well, the reports are that Travis Scott screwed up and hit him multiple times in the face.
Yeah.
So I think it's real. Amanda was watching. She's like, that's not a real black eye, right? I'm like, I think it is.
By that time, Casey, it'd be more darker because it's still like vibrant red. You know what I'm saying? Like usually if you get, I mean, trust me, I know. If you get punched in the face and you get a black eye, like it'll become like brown or black probably 5 days into it.
So maybe it's like half real and then half we're making it look worse than it is.
Maybe.
But
regardless, Travis Scott better watch out.
Oh, for sure. But you know, Cody calling it as it is, calling out John Cena, which is what you would expect. The one thing that I've kind of settled on here with Cody, you can never turn him heel. I think now granted, John Cena never say never, but I feel like you're in that category where like you can't really turn Cody heel.
Not anytime soon.
No.
And if you do, it's got to mean something. It's got to be for like a giant reason, like where he would screw somebody over who earned an opportunity. And I'm not sure what that would be yet. Maybe like CM Punk.
Well, that would be a good point.
Like
that
if you
would
go
have
like
you
2
turn
years
on,
from
people
now,
would
you
turn
get
on
like
you.
Punk finally gets his opportunity to headline WrestleMania, maybe against Roman Reigns or whoever the case, and like Punk's getting ready to win, gonna end his own chapter, and then here comes Cody Rhodes to screw him over. Because I think Cody Rhodes is the face of WWE, but dude, CM Punk is up there.
Oh no, it's yeah. I mean, if he turned on, if something like that, that's the only way. That's the only way. Because like I think outside of that, you can't do it. Like that's why the John Cena thing I think hits so hard too, because it was Cody. Like granted, John Cena's John Cena, 20 years of, but if John Cena would have did that to Randy Orton, I mean, it would have been shocking, but it would have been like, but to do that on Cody with the like that, I think even adds more because people love Cody.
Were you surprised during the promo that you were hearing "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks"?
I was.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more so it's just the crowd doing the bit that's been the bit for a while, but because I can't imagine anybody's riding with John Cena at this point.
Yeah, how are we cheering for John Cena right now?
You just can't. You can't cheer for John Cena at this point. Cody Rhodes though doing his stuff, I guess, out there calling out John Cena. Drew McIntyre gets a win over Jimmy Uso to fill time. I hate to say it.
I feel sorry for Jimmy though,
I totally
they're trying to like make him be like Jay and like his own thing, new theme.
Not working,
unfortunately. And I like Jimmy Uso, but he's not on Jay's level.
He is not. Damian Priest attacks Drew McIntyre after the match, so we're getting Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest at WrestleMania.
Drew's got to win that, right?
Drew's got to win something.
Eventually.
I mean, he's going to eventually get mad and quit his job if, you just keep losing over and over again, but we'll see. DIY, talking a little bit backstage, I will say good bit is the moment of silence from DIY. I originally thought it was dumb, and now that they've decided to commit to the bit, I like the DIY moment of silence.
I'm not mad at it.
I think it's a good bit.
It works.
And then your main event, Shinsuke Nakamura, who, yes, is still the United States champion at this moment in time. LA Knight. LA Knight wins. My bigger question is this. Why did we do the Shinsuke thing? Like, what was the point? Is he, like, getting fired? Is he leaving and that was one last run? Like, why in the world did we do that?
Honestly, man, it just seemed like Shinsuke was the placeholder to even build up LA Knight more. And that's sad to say, because I like the new gimmick of Shinsuke. Dude's earned his stripes. Dude's been in the business for a minute. And I get it. The mic skills aren't there, right? English isn't his first language. But I feel like if you're creative, you can come up with ways to still make him a formidable villain and everything. And I feel like we didn't really see a lot of them. And when we did, it was like, remember, like he was in there with like Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu randomly.
That's right. That did happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing's odd. Title back probably where it should be with LA Knight. They're going to try that again. But the whole Shinsuke thing is just odd. Like, I don't know why. I wouldn't, because now what? Like, is Shinsuke still work here? Back to catering? Like, what are we doing?
I can see him another feud. He gets squashed, and then it's like a comedy act again. Like I don't.
Part of me thinks he's on the way out, and that was just like, thanks for doing good work for 10 years. I don't, because it makes no sense how they did it. Because you don't need to build up LA Knight.
I know,
bro.
What do you think is next for LA Knight though? I mean, the next match is like the next feud's going to be WrestleMania for the title.
I mean, if you're talking about people that are currently on SmackDown, which is where he works, not Randy Orton, obviously, which means not Kevin Owens. I think Sami Zayn's dead. I think we haven't heard about that. Solo Sikoa?
Okay. Yeah, because there was a little beef there.
It's not going to be McIntyre and Priest.
Nope.
Carmelo Hayes and Miz seem to be doing some weird thing.
And I feel like Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight already had
We've done this. I mean,
I don't know, man.
Logan Paul doesn't work there anymore. He works on a different show.
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso? I don't love any of it, by the way. Just I'm trying to think of humans that are there.
I know.
And
I'll be honest, and this is going to be more respect to Logan Paul than his LA Knight. I think Logan Paul's above that right now.
You damn right.
I mean, I don't need to see it again.
You damn right. Now, I would be in for Jacob Fatu and LA Knight if you weren't doing the Braun Strowman thing.
Sure. I like that better than the Braun Strowman thing.
I do too.
Yeah. Because Jacob Fatu showing he can get on the mic and spit some game now.
Oh, yeah. He gonna yell at you.
With LA Knight, that might be something, Casey.
I don't think we're getting it, but I do like the sound of it.
Yeah.
I do like the sound of it. Monday Night Raw, Madison Square Garden. When's the last time they started Raw with a match? No talking, straight up. I was lost because either I missed something last week and Jey Uso gets out there and like I'm expecting, the 10-minute of Yeaton.
Yep.
And they hit the music and it's Waller. I'm like, why is Waller coming out to like talk to Jey Uso? And then I'm like, they're wrestling right now. I was flabbergasted. I had no idea what was happening.
It was a nice change up.
It was different.
Pretty solid match. I liked it.
Oh yeah. I'm never mad at Waller in theory wrestling.
Correct.
I would even be an advocate for more of them actually wrestling. Jey Uso again, very good. And an appearance of black t-shirt Gunther. He's back.
Black t-shirt Gunther is back in full effect.
Devious.
This guy's a menace. He's a villain in everybody's nightmares. We had turtleneck Gunther for a second. It was all facade. It was all a joke. Black T Gunther, man, unstoppable.
Black T Gunther is unstoppable.
Put him on the Mount Rushmore, up there with Hogan, up there with Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Black T-shirt Gunther.
I'll tell you what, if Jey Uso's in the ring in Las Vegas at WrestleMania, and Gunther's music hits and he's in a black tee, Jey Uso is screwed, folks. He is getting squashed. The match is going to be 4 minutes no longer. Do not have Gunther come out in a black tee. You are cooked. You do not survive black tee Gunther. It does not happen.
Back to the mid card he goes, man.
Back to the mid card you go.
Sorry, Jay.
Oh man. Still don't have a great read on how that's going to play out. By the way.
Like you mean he's going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the momentum's with Jay.
I don't think Jay and Cody can. If it stays the way it is, Cena and Cody. Jay and Gunther. I don't think Jay and Cody can both win.
Can coexist.
So then, which one of them loses? I think there's argument for both. Because Cena.
Dude, this is like my whole UFC thing. When you have two UFC championships on the same card fighting, one of those champions is going to lose, and one of those champions is going to defend.
We'll see.
I don't know, man.
I still don't have a good read on it. We'll see as we go along. Nice little package of CM Punk and Seth Rollins hating each other. What else is new? Logan Paul. Love him. I'm going to a WWE live event that Logan Paul is at just so I can clap for Logan Paul. Everybody else is going to be booing. I'm going to be in the front row and be like, Logan! Yeah! For some reason, I guess Netflix, Andrew Scholl's in attendance.
Yeah.
I think he's funny. Like I like his comedy.
I'm going to be honest. I don't really know much about him. Like I know he's with Rogan.
Yeah, he does his own podcast.
He kind of had a thing with Kendrick, I know.
He says some questionable stuff. Yeah. I went to the show. Like I like him. I think he's funny.
No,
but
I mean, hey, I thought for his role,
he's from New York. That's the part
good.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he got the crowd hyped up.
Yeah.
You know, he made Logan Paul look silly. Like, I thought he did a good job.
Yeah. He played his part well. Logan Paul still getting just unbelievable heat. AJ Styles comes out to save the day of Andrew Scholes, and I still really want it to be CM Punk and Logan Paul, but I guess it's going to be AJ Styles, Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Maybe got 6 weeks. You never know, but Logan Paul.
See, and here's the thing, Casey. I like AJ Styles a lot.
Uh-huh.
But and once again, here I go again, giving flowers to your boy.
Ha
I feel like you got, I don't want to say a flash in the pan, but like you have lightning in a bottle right now of hate with Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you want to like put him in another stratosphere and put him as someone you can set up for years and years to come, put him with like a CM Punk or somebody. Put him with somebody where it's like, and no, he's not going to win, but I'm like,
that's fine.
Yeah, but put him with somebody where it would.
Well,
it's almost like you want to tune in and see. Like, not the thing is AJ Styles, but
I think it should be Punk. I'm with you. I think Punk's the guy because I don't want to do the triple threat crap, which clearly they're doing the triple threat crap. We'll get to it in a second.
I was going to see Roman too, but Roman him and him already had their thing, so you can't redo that again.
No, CM Punk is perfect. The ultimate.
It would the mic work, I think, and Punk has showed, and we'll talk about the main event later on. But like, he can work with anybody.
Yeah,
it would be good.
Yeah, but instead we're going to get
AJ
Styles. All right. Well, the New Day, they still wrestle, as it turns out. No payoff with the Big E thing. He must really never be coming back. Against the LWO, did you see Dragon Lee out there? Did you see him wrestling his ass off against Kofi and Xavier? Because I did. Dragon Lee, man.
To prove. They can put me back in catering. It's my time.
No, he's never going back to catering. Dragon Lee, known legend. Now. And here's the thing. Everything was going to plan for Dragon Lee. He's flipping over here and doing this and doing that, putting Xavier Woods through a table. I was like, Dragon Lee, damn it.
Got a little too cocky, Casey.
And then random masked man who looks strikingly like Chad Gable, wasn't Chad Gable, looks striking, wasn't him, attacks him, ruins everything.
Yeah.
Dragon Lee was en route to a win, damn it. Rey Mysterio, hey, maybe help your tag team partner. Stupid masked man who then ran through the crowd and got away from security. What a mess. We need to figure out what happened there because Dragon Lee was on his way to a win. More on the masked man in a second. Quick question though. Do you think Raquel asked about Carlito? Or do you think that's just Carlito, thinking that potentially? Because
I think that's just Carlito.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too. Carlito, good little run there for Carlito asking that question and then said, John Cena, can you believe he's bad?
Carlito's slowly starting to get more and more involved in storylines.
He's doing stuff,
and have more like lines and everything, as opposed to just eating apples in the background the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting to talk now. I mean, I still don't know why he's there fully. Like, if I was him, I'd be like, why do I don't know where he lives or anything like that, but like, why do I fly across the country every week to not do anything? And if I do something, I'm getting squashed.
Really
no.
He's not part of the tag team.
Just there. Eating apples, try to get with Raquel, apparently.
Yeah.
We'll see. Cody and Cena face-to-face next week. We found that out from Cody Rhodes' promo. Still rocking the reddish eye of sorts. But again, people love Cody Rhodes. There is no doubt about that. Raquel beats Bayley for number one contender for Lyra Valkyria's title.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Well, I was a little surprised.
Yeah, I was.
But it
was too.
Sense because you're not going to have face versus face, but
this has got to be it for Lyra Valkyria, right?
But Raquel's the tag team champion, right?
Double champ.
They lose it. They won.
No, they're champs.
Let's just have it.
Double champ.
You're not going to put 2 belts on her.
Double champ.
Nah.
Raquel Rodriguez, double champ. Known double champ, Raquel Rodriguez. Well,
I don't know.
Okay, and listen, that's fine. If you don't want to do that, that's cool. What is Lyra Valkyria doing then? What are we doing collectively? Because I was not mad when she won the whole tournament. I thought it was fine. What has she done since?
I don't know anything about her.
Nothing.
You haven't told any stories. You haven't had any promos.
Nothing.
Just wrestle for the belt.
That's it.
Yeah.
And only do it like 2 times since. One time, I don't know, Dakota Kai and somebody. Or Ivy Nile last week.
Twice, wasn't it?
It was Ivy Nile.
Ivy Nile, that's right.
And I thought Ivy Nile was getting it. And then no. And then, see, this to me, if you're trying to still do the Judgment Day thing, I think it makes sense. You have her win.
No, it does make sense, and I think it boosts them up, and maybe they do. I don't know who Lyra Valkyria is.
Known former champ when Raquel gets her hands on her next Monday. That's what I know. Raquel Rodriguez double champ. That's what I'm hearing.
All right.
She gets the win over Bailey. Again, confirmed, masked man, not Gable. We see man getting arrested behind Chad Gable. Yeah. Again, that guy looking strikingly like Chad Gable. But Chad Gable, I guess, is back from wherever he was. Known
learning how to stop luchadors was the thing.
That's right.
And he became one himself.
We'll see where that goes with old Chad Gable. But just to confirm,
to be fair, I hope it goes in a good spot, Casey, because we've said this many times. The dude's a great wrestler.
Yep.
Don't make him too gimmicky. Don't bring back Shorty G and everything again.
No. Well, here's the thing. If he goes out and squashes Dragon Lee, I'm going to be furious. I am going to write a letter to WWE and send it to Connecticut and Orlando. And I'll be like, what the hell? Go have him beat Penta.
The whole point of Dragon Lee was to just put over a luchador Chad Gable.
Brutal. Yikes. I would be furious. Go do that to Penta. All right. Dragon Lee.
And then you know what? Apollo Crews, he's next then too.
Where is it? Oh, dude. LA Knight Apollo Crews. That's it. That's his That's his next feud.
Chill.
All right. Maybe not. You know what would really make sense, even though he doesn't work there, would be Penta and LA Knight. I know the Mike Skill thing is or the Mike part is gonna, but people love Penta.
I would like that.
They can, yeah.
I mean, you got Zero Miedo versus
two faces, but I mean, you could do it. But anyway, they don't work together.
Well, I mean, do it now because pretty sure his tag team partner is coming over from AEW pretty soon.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Io Sky getting her moment as the champion. Bianca Belair showing up, and Rhea Ripley making her way down there as well. They really just pushed Io Sky to the side.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? That's why I'm just like, is Bianca really going to be a part of this, or is she going to go?
Is Rhea hurt or not?
She don't look hurt.
No.
That whole thing is still shocking. Was the whole thing just to get Rhea to win at WrestleMania? Is this what this whole thing has paid off for?
Honestly, I thought during this segment that Io Sky comes out, and I thought Rhea was going to come congratulate her, shake her hand and say, I'm injured, hold the belt down for me when I'm gone, but I'm coming back for it, when I'm healthy.
That would have made sense.
That's what I thought we were getting. Nope. You got Bianca Belair, who is also a face, so it's like, okay. Io Sky, you're not going to turn her heel. Like,
you got 3 faces.
You have 3 faces?
And the most over face in the women's division.
I don't know, Casey. Like, I'm pretty good at least predicting some things. I don't know the end game here.
I also do not know the end game. Does Naomi come out and screw Bianca in the match? Is Rhea part of the match? Is Becky Lynch coming back? Because I could see Becky Lynch and Rhea doing the thing. If that could make some sense.
Okay, and that'd be cool. But let's do something, please. Like, Rhea's too big of a superstar to not have the plan in place or not to at least show a plan.
Yeah. Listen, not a big triple threat fan. This guy. All right. Mm-hmm. It appears you're going to do it once. Do not do it twice. I don't need Rhea and Bianca and Io Sky. Figure it out in the next 5 weeks, because I think we're stuck with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk.
Correct.
So the match inside of the steel cage
should have been a WrestleMania match.
Was pretty good. Pretty damn good.
That was pretty damn good.
My only complaint, and I've complained about this before, but this is more of a get off my lawn thing. Mm-hmm. We got to stop doing 6 finishers in one match. Like, we do got to do a little better.
If you do it, save it for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we saw curb stomps. We saw go to sleeps.
Sleep after sleep.
Both each other doing each other's moves and nothing.
But
yeah, I hear you, Casey.
It's a minor angry moment because the rest of it was fantastic. I mean, I really don't think they like each other. I've said that multiple times, but just really quality work. And I will say, did not see it coming. Now, the crowd was going ape, and I was like, something is happening because they were tight on Seth Rollins, the shot. I was like, something's going on. But it's still, like, it wasn't in my head that it was going to be Roman. Now, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But just as the match is playing out, here comes Bro to grab him from behind. Seth Rollins looking a bit terrified seeing Roman Reigns show up to Madison Square Garden.
It was a nice moment, I thought.
Yeah.
But you know what it means then. It's a triple threat, right? And I don't think I want this. You don't want this, Casey. But I think it was a great way to bring back Roman Reigns.
Agreed. Still making him look strong, obviously, after all of the stomps that he took at Royal Rumble. Shout out to these people real quick. Look how happy Roman Reigns makes people. Like, not happy. Look at bald guy thrilled. This guy on the left in the white shirt on his phone recording. This lady is fired up to see Roman Reigns. Guy
they
in the
$2,000 on those seats, and they're like, "We got to see Roman Reigns. It was worth it.
We got to see him in high definition. He's right here." I mean, just the tribal chief.
That's a nice touch, Casey. I didn't even notice.
These people are just thrilled. They got their money's worth. You gotta love it.
Hey, so is it illegal to show middle fingers on Netflix, or what is that about?
Yeah, I was gonna get back to a lot of they bleeped Cody too. Mm-hmm. Not great. Which confuses me because, like, now granted, I'm not assuming that Cody's going out there and basically, going word for word that somebody wrote.
Yeah.
But you'd kind of have to think that somebody was like, "Hey, Cody, you should say this or work this in," and then you beep it. Like, what was the point?
I have no idea.
So yeah, I don't like any of that that kind of stuff. But apparently that's what we're getting. What do you make of the end? CM Punk, Paul Heyman having that moment in the ring, and then Roman Reigns said, "Hold on, I'm not having this." Something, nothing, or just
it's something. I'm telling you, man. With Triple H, when it comes to Roman Reigns and Heyman, the Bloodline, like, they're long-term storytellers. And that whole caveat of CM Punk wanting a favor is still on the table. So I don't know how that's going to work into a triple threat, but I don't know, man.
I mean, that might be super long-term storytelling with the favor, but see, this would fall flat for me if they're like, the match is going to be Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and then Punk is like, "Hey, bro, let me get in on that. This is my favor." Like, that would make me mad. But I could see that because he hates Punk enough.
Yeah, but that to me is it's kind of a waste, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Because,
waste.
I mean, you've built up so much heat with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. It's unfinished. We didn't get a winner in the cage. I get what you're saying, Casey, but I'm with you. I'd be pissed off if that's what happened.
Yeah, so would I. But my fear is we're kind of heading in that direction. But I guess we'll see. Here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. That match, as over as Jey Uso is more of a main event than Gunther Jey Uso.
True.
So, I mean, CM Punk technically not going to main event WrestleMania, but I mean, that match probably would deserve to be in the main event spot. All right. We did it. 50 seconds in show. We did it all. We got it all in. How about that? A lot of unanswered questions right now with WWE. I guess we'll have to see where they go.
Time will tell. A lot of things got to get figured out in a couple weeks, so Casey.
Yeah. I don't know that we're going to get them figured out, but I guess we're going to try our hardest. When you coming back to, like, Florida? Anytime soon? Or?
Yeah, right. In studio. You know what? I got time next Wednesday, Casey. You want to do this in person?
You're back next Wednesday. How about that?
Back next Wednesday. Want to do it in person?
Yeah, let's do that. I'll be here.
Let's get it in person.
All right. Next Wednesday, live and in person from the Action Sports Jack Studios.
One night only, it seems like.
One night only. That'll do it for the Scraphouse. Next week, we're live in person. Until then, have a good week.
Take it easy.